You've been quiet since you sat down. That's not like you.
I had one of those moments today. Someone asked me a simple question in a meeting, totally simple, and I just froze. Not because I didn't know the answer. I knew the answer, but I was so busy turning it into English inside my head that by the time I was ready to speak, the moment was already gone.
That specific feeling, I know exactly what that is.
It's embarrassing, honestly. I've been studying English for years. I use it at work every week, and I still do this. I still translate everything first, like there's a whole second conversation happening inside my head before anything comes out of my mouth.
Can I ask you something? When that translation is happening, what language are you actually thinking in?
My first language, always. I hear the English words around me, I understand them, but then my brain goes home, finds the answer there, and then tries to bring it back in English. It takes too long. It always takes too long.
That's the exact thing right there. That journey your brain is making, home and back, that's the whole issue. And here's what's important to understand. That's not a language problem. That's a habit problem.
A habit problem. I've never heard it described that way before.
Most people think they're failing at English when this happens, but they're not. They've just built a very strong habit of using their first language as the base, and habits can change. That's genuinely good news.
But how do you actually change something like that? It's not like I'm choosing to translate, it just happens automatically.
That's exactly right. It happens automatically because it's been reinforced for years. Every time you translate it instead of reaching for the English directly, that path in your brain got a little stronger. You've been practicing the wrong thing without realizing it.
That's a strange way to look at it. I've been practicing, just not what I thought I was practicing.
Exactly. And the way to shift it is not to study more grammar or learn more words. You probably don't need more vocabulary. What you need is to start catching yourself before the translation happens and choosing a different path, even a simple one, even an imperfect one.
Choosing a different path. But how do you catch something that fast? It happens before I even notice it.
You start with the small moments, not the meeting, not the high-pressure situation. You start with the moments that don't matter. You're making coffee in the morning. You think, in English, cup, hot, I'm tired, short, simple, messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal isn't perfect. The goal is direct.
So you're just narrating your own life in English, basically.
That's one way to put it, and it feels a little strange at first. Most people feel slightly ridiculous doing it, but that strangeness is actually a good sign. It means something new is happening.
I actually tried something like that once, talking to myself in English while I was walking. I kept stopping mid-sentence because I couldn't find the word.
And what did you do when you couldn't find the word?
I went back to my language, found the word there, then translated it.
And there it is. That one moment, that's where the habit lives. Because the other option, the option that actually builds the thinking, is to stay in English and describe around the word you don't have. Use the words you do have to get close to the meaning.
Like talking around a gap.
Exactly like that. And here's what people don't realize. Native speakers do this too, all the time. Fluency isn't knowing every word. Fluency is about being comfortable in the gaps.
That changes how I think about fluency completely, actually.
Most people are measuring fluency wrong. They think it means no hesitation, no searching, no imperfection. But real spoken fluency is about staying inside the language, even when it's uncomfortable, staying instead of leaving.
Staying instead of leaving. I keep thinking about my dreams. I dream in my first language every time. Does that mean something? Like, am I too deep into my first language to ever really shift?
I wasn't expecting that question, and I want to answer it honestly.
Please.
I studied English for a long time before I really started thinking in it, and I remember the first time I caught myself solving a problem in English, not translating it, just thinking through it directly. I was alone, it was late, and I actually stopped and sat with it for a moment because it felt so different, like something had moved.
When did that happen for you?
Later than I expected, much later than I expected. And I want to be honest about that because people often think this shift happens quickly or that there's a moment where everything changes. It's more gradual than that. It's more quiet than that. But it does happen.
That's actually more reassuring than if you'd told me it was easy.
Good, because it's not easy. But the thing about dreaming, the language you dream in is just the language your resting brain reaches for. It will shift too over time. It's not a ceiling, it's just where you are right now.
Just where I am right now, not where I stay.
Not where you stay. And the thinking in English, the real kind, the kind that happens without a detour, it builds from those small moments, the morning coffee, the walk, the word you describe around instead of translate. Those moments add up quietly, and then one day you notice the journey is shorter.
The journey your brain makes, home and back, it gets shorter.
And then one day, it doesn't feel like a journey at all. It feels like you're already there.
I came here today feeling like I'd failed at something basic, and I'm leaving feeling like I've been practicing the wrong thing, which is completely different. I can actually do something about that.
That right there, that shift in how you're seeing it, that's actually the first move. That's already thinking differently about the language, which means you've already started.
I didn't expect this conversation to go here today. I really didn't.
Neither did I, honestly. Neither did I.